The 2018 World Cup in Russia will be here before we know it, and with it being less than a year away, we all have a decent idea of which players and nations have the potential to star on the world stage. So we want to look beyond that to the World Cup in 2022 by using a FIFA simulation to give us an idea of how teams will look by that time. The Mexican national team has seen many ups and downs throughout numerous World Cup appearances, but there's a ton of promise looking ahead, as El Tri could field some bona fide superstars in the next few years. So let's see what a potential Mexico squad will look like for Qatar. We're starting with a default formation that FIFA 18 gives us for El Tri, a 3-4-1-2. We have room for 2 strikers up top, and with the beloved Chicharito and Peralta beyond their primes by this time, we'll be looking to some familiar and new faces to assume the mantle. A 31-year-old Raul Jimenez will add an established veteran presence to a fairly young side. He tops out at an 80 overall with 83 attack positioning, 84 heading accuracy, and is reliable as they come from the spot with an 88 in penalties. His strike partner will be Toluca's Alexis Vega. At 24, Vega is a newcomer to the senior side. He's a 78 overall with 87 acceleration, 90 sprint speed, and isn't afraid to take on defenders with his 85 dribbling. Moving down to the attacking midfield role, there are a few options to consider. Alfonso Gonzalez was a key figure for the Mexico side that won the U17 World Cup in 2011, and he's grown into a worthy option for the senior side. The now 27-year-old has grown into an 80 overall with 87 acceleration, 82 ball control, and is quite prolific with 82 finishing. There's also a wonder kid that Mexico could call upon in Efrain Alvarez. Rodolfo Pizarro has grown into an experienced international. He's got a super solid 82 rating with 85 ball control, 86 dribbling, and 85 sprint speed. At this moment in our sim, the experience of Pizarro gives him the edge. For the left mid role, it's an easy decision when you have a player as good as Chucky Lozano. El Tri's talisman will be the focal point of the attack, using his 99 acceleration, 98 sprint speed, and 92 dribbling to terrorize opposing defenses. At an 85 overall, Chucky made the switch over to Premier League giants Manchester United, and is usually a first-team lock for club and country. And don't forget he's got 4-star skills and weak foot. If Mexico are going far in the 2022 World Cup, Chucky will play a huge role. El Tri also have a budding star in Diego Lainez, who has some insane stats. At just 21 years old, he's a 78 overall with 97 balance, 89 ball control, and 91 short passing. He's been making waves in Liga MX and will be an important figure for El Tri in the near future. But for Qatar, this is Chucky Lozano's spot. For the center of the pitch, our midfield partnership will consist of 2 promising players who have grown into experienced internationals. Eric Gutierrez has finally gotten senior playing time under his belt and has easily transitioned into the role of El Tri's captain. Guti is an 84 overall with 89 stamina, 86 ball control, and is deadly with 90 long shots. Alongside him, we have Orbelin Pineda. Pineda's presence as a box-to-box midfielder will be key for this team's success. He's an 83 overall with an outstanding 95 stamina, 92 sprint speed, and 89 ball control. While veterans Hector Herrera and Jonathan Dos Santos will provide some important depth, Guti and Pineda's engines are too good to pass up. They'll win the ball back and help Chucky and the rest of the attack stay forward. Moving over to the right mid role, there are some super pacey options in Jurgen Damm and Carlos Fierro, who was also on that U17 World Cup winning side. But the star that is Tecatito is pretty much a lock for this position. If you thought Chucky Lozano was going to be a headache for defenders on the left, imagine Jesus Corona in his prime attacking from the right. He comes in at an 85 overall with 89 acceleration, 92 agility, and 98 dribbling. He's a technical player with a nose for goal, a 4-star skiller, and has a 5-star weak foot. So basically another nightmare for opposing defenders. Now on to the defense, which will feature 3 at the back. Monterrey's Cesar Montes will be on the left with a rating of 80. He's still only 25 and has grown into a fantastic ball-playing defender. In the center, we have 80-rated Carlos Salcedo, who is back playing for Chivas. And the now experienced Diego Reyes will be rounding out this back 3. He's still lacing up for Espanyol with a rating of 82. It's not going to be an area of strength for El Tri, but this backline will definitely be serviceable. Now with the likes of Memo Ochoa and Jesus Corona hanging up their gloves, a new player must step in as Mexico's first choice keeper. The 2 options were both interestingly playing for Monterrey at one point. with Edson Resendez serving as Hugo Gonzalez's understudy. Resendez is now the #1 keeper for West Brom in the Premier League with a 74 overall, while a 31-year-old Hugo Gonzalez has remained with Monterrey and sits at a 76 overall. By this time, Gonzalez is the more experienced international and will get the nod as a starter for this World Cup in Qatar. There's definitely room to improve at this position, so maybe there's a youngster out there who can emerge and outperform his FIFA 18 potential. So there it is, the squad Mexico will be rolling with once the 2022 World Cup comes around. Go ahead and try this out with your own saves and see if your El Tri squad for Qatar looks any different. And be sure to let us know in the comments which nation we should sim next.